I think you all are doing fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I'm also fine. This is Hasina Islam, lecturer, Department of English, Tungi Government College, Gazipur. This lecture is for the students of Honors Second Year. Dear learners, in our previous lecture, we have started Samuel Taylor Coleridge's poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. In that class, I have given you the details of this poem. Actually, we have started reading the poem. Today, I am going to give you a short summary of this poem. So, let's start. So, at the very beginning, we see that three young men, they were walking together to a wedding. That is, those were wedding guests, and they were going to attend a marriage ceremony. And when one of them is detained by a grizzled old sailor, actually, there were three in number, and from these three, one of the guests, wedding guest, was captured by the glittering eye of the old sailor. Okay, so the young wedding guest angrily demands that the mariner let go of him. So when this ancient mariner, our storyteller, the main character of this poem, he hold his hand, that is the wedding guest's hand, and the man was very angry, and he told the sailor or mariner to let him go, and he want to join the marriage ceremony, and the mariner obeys. So on hearing this, he let the wedding guest go, and he unhand him. Okay, so then here, but the young man is transfixed by the ancient mariner's glittering eye and cannot do nothing but sit on a stone and listen to his strange tale. So he was captured, this wedding guest, he was captured by the glittering eye of the mariner, and he could not go, and he had to listen to the story of the mariner. The mariner says that he sailed on a ship out of his native harbor, below the creek, below the hill, below the lighthouse top, and into a sunny and cheerful sea. Here is the line given of this poem. The lines of this poem is given here. So they sailed out, and they started their journey. Here you have to remember, here the mariner or the storyteller starts this story by saying that they have started in this way. Okay, so hearing bassoon music drifting from the direction of the wedding guest imagines that the bride has entered the hall, but he is still helpless to tear himself from the mariner's story. Actually, this wedding guest, here we are saying about two characters. One is a listener, the wedding guest, and another is the storyteller, the ancient mariner. So the wedding guest, he could hear the music, the wedding music that was going on, and he wanted to go, but he could not go. He became very helpless. Okay, because he was captured by the mysterious look of the mariner, and he though he did not like to listen to the mariner's story, but he couldn't go. Okay, so the mariner recalls that the voice quickly darkened as a giant storm rose up in the sea and chased the ship out southward. So there was a strong storm, and with this the wind chased them or the ship to the southward, and they reached to the southward. Actually, here is the story of the mariner. Quickly, the ship came to a freezed land of mist and snow, where ice mast high came floating by. The ship was hemmed inside the maze of ice. Actually, here the our poet gave the description of nature. How was the nature? Actually, it was full of mist and snow and very cold, and they reached in such a you know such a place of the sea, vast sea. There they could not see anything but mist and snow, and it was very cold there. But then the sailors encountered an albatross, a great seabird, and they found a big seabird, and the name of this bird is albatross. Albatross is a big seabird. Okay, so they see this bird, and as it flew around the ship, the ice cracked and split, and a wind from the south propelled the ship out of the freezed regions into a foggy stretch of water. So this type of bird, they made the air blow. Okay, so the albatross followed behind it, a symbol of good luck to the sailors. A faint look crosses the mariner's face, and the wedding guest asks him, "Why lookest thou so?" Actually, this bird, this big seabird, the albatross, it was a sign of, or the symbol of, good luck. But after this point, actually after telling the story, at this point the color of the face of and the ancient mariner changed. Okay, he was looking very worried, and the the listener, that is the wedding guest, he found a strange look in his face, a pale look in his face, and he asked why did he look in this way, why his look have changed. Okay, the mariner confesses that he shot and killed the albatross with his crossbow. Actually, it is the reason why he became very worried, because with his crossbow he killed this innocent bird without any reason. Okay, so this is the scene. I told you this is a poem about crime and punishment. So here in this point we get the crime that the sailor made, or the mariner made. Now it is time for punishment. Okay, so a very time passed. The sailors become so parched and their mouths so dry that they were unable to speak. And after killing this bird, in the weather became changed. Okay, and it was so hot, and their mouths so dry they didn't have the water to drink. Okay, but one day, gazing westward, the mariner saw a tiny speck on the horizon. So from the horizon he found a point, a dot was coming. It resolved into a ship, and they thought that it was a ship, and it was moving or coming towards them, and they became very happy on seeing this ship, because they thought that this ship may help them to go to their home. Okay, so too dry mouthed to speak out and inform the other sailors, the mariner bit down on his arm, sucking the blood. He was able to moisten his tongue enough to cry out. Actually, their lips were so dried up they couldn't speak, and at that moment the old sailor bit himself, and with the blood he could able to moisten his lips, as he could shout, or as he could say, and he was saying, he cried out in this way, "A sail is a sail." He was saying that a sail is coming, a ship is coming to help them. The sailors smiled, believing they were saved. They thought that they became saved. But as the ship neared, they saw that it was a ghostly skeletal hull of ship, and that its crew included two figures, Death and the Nightmare Life in Death. Actually, only two passengers was in that boat, and it was a skeleton ship, a boat. It was not a boat that was coming to help them. They become very worried on seeing that they was frightened on seeing this boat. Actually, this boat was carrying two people. One is death and another is life and death. So who takes the form of a pale woman with golden locks and red lips. So there is a woman, and how she was looking like. She had a golden locks, golden hair, and red lips, and thick man's blood with cold death and life in death began to throw dice, and the woman won. Thereupon she whistled 3 times, causing the sun to sink to the horizon, the stars to intensely emerge. So on seeing this lady, they were so frightened. They were very worried on seeing this ghostly appearance. As the moon rose, chased by a single star, the sailors dropped dead on by one, all except the mariner. Actually, it was the boat was coming to carry out the soul of these other sailors. Okay, so one by one they died one by one, but only one man was alive, and he is the old sailor who is telling the story, whom each sailor cursed with his eye before dying. The souls of the dead men leapt from their bodies and rushed by dead on by the souls of the dead men leapt from their bodies and rushed by the mariner. So all the sailors died, and the ship was carrying the souls of this mariner. Actually, this ship reached there to carry the ship of the souls of the other mariner. Okay, so I think the lecture is very long here, and in my next lecture I will give the rest of the part of this poem. Okay, I will give you the rest of the summary of this poem, and also the form and the another poetic form here give used here, and other figurative language. I will discuss all these things in my next lecture. So till then, thank you. Allah Hafiz. Have a nice day.